Oh, you would have been way out. Okay.
They got a camera, right? We don't want to get that.
It's that way.
Hi, ladies, how are you?
Hi, how you doing? How you doing?
Greetings!
And then y'all can sit across.
Thrilled to see so many people here today.
It's just for hearing purposes, it's better.
Actually, I have some housekeeping stuff to go over. Fortunately, before I do that, I have a joke for you. The woman I'll charitably call Buffy was driving to Massanutten with 3 of her old lady friends. Yes, old lady friends. And she turned on to Route 33. I was going really slow, and a long line of cars lined up behind her. And it got annoying. People were beeping. So a policeman pulled her over. Said, "Ma'am, you're going really, really slow. Is everything okay? Do I need to call someone for you?" And Buffy said, "Well, you know, I always go the speed limit. There was a sign that said 33. And, so I always follow the speed limit, so I'm going 33 miles an hour." And so, "Oh, well, man, that isn't the speed limit. That's the route number." Buffy said, "Oh." Then the policeman looked at her 3 friends and said, "Your 3 friends look really uncomfortable. Is everything okay? Can you explain what's going on?" He said, "Oh, well, I think I know what the problem was. I just turned off of Route 104. Thank you. All right. And just to let you know, I didn't come up with that one on my own. One of my students sent me that joke. So if any of you know any good jokes, let me know, and then I may tell them, to some of your friends. Anyway, housekeeping stuff. We have 2 really important things. The first is that on September 4th, we are going to compete, or some of you will be competing for a trophy game. Okay? There's a trophy called the sorry, I forget the name, but it's for people with between 0 and 20 points. Last year, when this was competed for, Evelyn and Shirley won the team won the trophy. I anticipate that they may be defenders this year. Anyway, the people the 0 to 20 point players that get the highest percentage will get their name engraved on like a really cool trophy. And the second really important piece of housekeeping stuff is on September 18th, we're going to be starting all over again. Okay? I'm going to have hopefully a full room of people here, and I'll say, this is the deck of cards. There are 54 suits, ace through 2. High card wins a trick, leads to the next trick, so on and so forth. Okay? So if you know somebody that you think might enjoy learning to play the game of bridge, or somebody who already plays that you think might enjoy these lessons, please send them. Now, one more piece of housekeeping stuff. I don't know how this happened, but there may have been a failure to communicate. Okay, I do know how this happened, but somebody had the impression that we were going to be stopping Sunday night lessons when we got to the end of the book, and that's not true. I actually do know stuff that isn't in the green book. I will be doing lessons on Sunday evenings once we get past lesson 20. We're probably going to do a team game at some point. Going to go over filling out a convention card, which is something that's going to be important when you all go to tournaments. So there is stuff to do after lesson 20, which likely will be next week. Okay, so don't think that because we're out of stuff in the green book that there aren't going to be lessons, because there's going to be a lesson all the way through Sundays through September 18th. Questions on housekeeping stuff? Excellent. Today we're on chapter 19. We're going to be talking about balancing. The definition of balancing is what you do when the auction has gone something pass to you. And if you choose to pass, the auction will end. And if you choose to take action, the auction will continue. Now there are 3 specific sequences where you're going to be in the balancing seat. And the first is this. The auction's gone 1 diamond, pass, and it's up to you. Okay, so the auction going 1 diamond, pass, and it's up to you. Now, if you choose to pass, what you're saying is defending 1 diamond doesn't bother me much. Okay, I think that defending 1 diamond will be better than what the result would be if I took action here, which tends to indicate that you have LinkedIn diamonds. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you a concept that some of my students really like. Okay. When you are in the balancing seat, you have the ability to do what's known as borrow a king from your partner. Borrow a king from your partner. What that means is you can take action on a hand with less values than you would have if you were in the direct seat. Okay? If it goes 1 diamond and I double, what am I telling my partner? Okay, I'm short in diamonds, and how good of a hand do I have? I've got about an opening hand. Well, if I'm in the balancing seat, I can balance with a little less. Okay, so where I need a 12 count with the right shake to make a direct seat takeout double, I would double in the balancing seat with something that looked like this. That's enough for me to balance or to double in the balancing seat. Now, does my partner have something when I have a hand that looks like this? Well, I hear you saying, I don't know. Well, what do I know about this person's hand right there? What do they have? The person who passed. Yeah, they have less than enough to respond. So my partner is marked with something. Unless the opponents have totally nodded off, my partner has a little something. We likely have about half the deck. Okay, so I am going to, and it's possible that my partner has something that looks like an opening hand, but he couldn't act in the direct seat. Okay, give my partner a 12 or 13 count with a 3-card diamond suit, and he doesn't have the ability to bid. He's not going to have a takeout double because he's not short in diamonds, and he may not have a 5-card suit to overcall. Okay, does that make some sense? So I am going to stretch to reopen the auction. And the definition of stretching really depends on how good your partner's sense of humor is. I've put up a 9 count here. I'd certainly do it if I took one of the jacks away. Does that concept make some sense? questions so far? Yes, ma'am.
Your double there is a demand bid.
No. And takeout doubles are not demand bids. Okay? A takeout double is, partner, I'm short in diamonds. I have enough stuff to be reopening the hand with a double. Do something intelligent. Now, 99 times out of 100, my partner is going to take out the double. But if I catch my partner with a penalty double of 1 diamond, which happens on occasion, he may convert it to a penalty double. But yes, this is not a 1 diamond pass double. Is not a I want to penalize 1 diamond double. Okay? But if my partner wants to convert my takeout double to a penalty double, he's able to do that. So it's a demand bid until my partner decides he doesn't want to bid. Yes?
Would you overcall in a suit if you had 5 with 9 points and you're barred king?
Sure, let's take it, and that's the second piece of this. So I've got this. Does this look anything like a hand that I'd bid with if it went 1 diamond pass? No, I don't have a good suit. I don't have a particularly good hand, so no league director. Okay, but in the balancing seat, my choice is: do I want to let them play 1 diamond, or do I want to keep this auction alive? Okay, and here I've got 5 spades to the jack. What bad can happen if I bid 1 spade? Oh, I hate that. Yes, I could go down, or the opponents could compete to 2 diamonds, in which case we're playing on house money. Yeah, but bad things don't tend to happen if I bid 1 spade with this hand. Okay, does that make some sense? Is that concept? So what I'm doing is I'm reopening the auction. I am keeping the auction alive in case my partner has something, which he tends to have on this auction. Because the opponents, at most, worst case scenario, have 24 points. And that's if the 1 diamond opener has a full throated 19 count, and the guy who passed has a 5 count. Does that ever happen in your world? It happens in mine on occasion, and when it does, still bad things don't tend to happen when I balance. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
What did you mean by borrow? Did you say borrow a king from your partner?
Yes, I'm going to borrow a king. What that phrase means is I'm going to bid with 3 points less than I ordinarily would have to take action in the direct seat.
Okay.
So if 1 diamond double shows about an opening hand and shortness and diamonds support for all the unbids, then 1 diamond pass double shows up to a king less than an opening hand.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
But what if you, but you only need 10 points, that's an overcall, isn't it?
Well, an overcall, I will overcall on 10 points, but with a 10-point hand, I'm not going to make a takeout double.
Oh, that's right.
Okay?
That's
There's
right.
different requirements for an overcall and a takeout double. And, I put up a 9 count here. Again, give me a jack less, and I'm gonna balance with 1 spade. Now I've got another fun hand for you. Now what do I have? 1 diamond pass, and it's my bid. I've got options here. I could pass, and if I pass, we get to defend 1 diamond, and that looks like a reasonable spot for us. Okay, but if the opponents aren't vulnerable, I may want to, instead of defending, go on offense on this hand. Okay? And what I'm going to do, and y'all will like this, is called borrow a king. 1 diamond, 1 no trump in the direct seat shows what? 15 to 18 count? Okay, a full throated one no trump opener. Well, one diamond pass, pass, one no trump shows less than that. Okay, it actually shows 11 to 14 points. Okay, there's a space for this on your convention card that shows if I'm on the balancing seat, I can balance with less. Okay, so one diamond pass, pass, I'm going to bid a no trump with this. And the great thing about bidding one no trump at any point in the auction is you've defined your points within a narrow range. Now, I'm going to say something really important. If you play that a balancing no trump shows 11 to 14 points, it is vitally important that your partner is also playing that a balancing no trump shows 11 to 14 points. Okay? Otherwise, if he has a 12 count or even a 10 count, he'll throw you in a game contract, which may be done to your detriment if you're balancing with a 12 count. Does that make some sense? Yes, ma'am.
Why do you call this balancing?
I don't know.
I mean, it seems like to me it's just an overcall.
It's reopening. I don't know why they call it balancing, but it is called balancing.
So it's different from an overcall.
It is different from a direct seat overcall. If I do something, I'm either overcalling or making a takeout double, but it's in a different seat. One diamond double is called the direct seat. One diamond pass, pass double is called the balancing seat. And I need less to do it if I'm in the balancing seat. Yes, sir.
So what do you do if you're in the balancing seat and you actually do have 16 points and an even hand?
That is a great question. What I will do, anytime that I'm too big to take an immediate action, I'm going to start with a double and then bid accordingly. So if I've got a full-throated 17 count, the auction could go like this. One diamond, pass, pass, double, okay, with my 17 count. Pass, my partner isn't in on the joke, so what's my partner going to do? He's going to bid a heart. Then I bid a no trump. Partner, I was too big to overcall a no trump immediately, so I started with the double, and then I bid a no trump. Shows the next range up. Okay, 15 to 17 points. Very good question. Other questions? Okay. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
When your partner is responding to your balancing bid, do they evaluate their hand as though they have 3 points less?
That's a great question. I was going to get to that. The answer to the question is you should not hang your partner for balancing. You should not hang your partner for balancing. Your partner's already probably bidding your hand when he balances. Okay, so you should respond as though you have a king less. That's a great question. I'll give you an example of that if we have time. But yes, you should not assume that your partner has full values for his bid. Okay, good question. Other questions? I've got another sequence. You have this fine hand. Okay, the auction is going one heart. Does this look like a one spade overcall to y'all? No, I've got a 9 count, and I will overcall on a 9 count, but it's got to be a better suit than that. So I'm going to pass. And then the auction goes 2 hearts, pass, pass, and now it's my bid. Okay? Am I bidding 2 spades with this, or am I allowing the opponents to play 2 hearts?
What's the vulnerability?
I'm going to act like the question was, what's the vulnerability? I'm going to say that no one is vulnerable. I'm also going to say it really doesn't matter on this particular hand. Okay? But am I going to let the opponents play 2 hearts? Okay, and I see some of you nodding your head. Yep. I'm not bidding with that. I got 9 points. Okay? Wild horses could not keep me out of this auction. Okay? Do the opponents seem comfortable in 2 hearts? Do the opponents have a fit in 2 hearts? Are the opponents going to make 2 hearts? Yeah, probably. Okay, because the opponents have an 8-card fit. I've got 3 of them, so my partner has at most 2. So we probably aren't taking too many heart tricks. So yeah, the opponents are likely making 2 hearts. Okay, I'm going to bid 2 spades. Now, does my partner have a good hand on this auction?
We don't know. Maybe.
We don't know.
We know.
We don't know. Are the opponents in game?
No.
Do either of my opponents have any interest in game?
No.
So I'm going to start putting up high card points. How many points does a 1 heart opener have? I'll give him 14. Being generous. How many points does the 2 heart bidder have? 8? So they have, and certainly this guy could have 11 and this guy could have 6. So the opponents have about half the deck, give or take. So what do we have? About half the deck. Okay? Now, the other part of this is if the opponents are comfortable, you should stretch to make them uncomfortable. Okay? If they bid, now, and I got to tell you, on occasion, good things can happen here. The opponents were in 2 hearts and now they're in 3 hearts. That's good for us. Okay? We get to play 2 spades. Okay? That's probably good for us whether we can make it or not, as long as we don't go down 2. Now, on occasion, and this is happening, God, I hate it when it happens. I will, it'll go 1 heart past 2 hearts, pass past 2 spades. And one of my opponents will wake up. Oh my goodness, I was about to let him play 2, I was about to play 2 hearts. I meant to bid 3 hearts or 4 hearts, and I nodded off. Go! And the opponents make it to a 4-heart contract, where you had the ability to allow them to play 2 hearts. Has that ever happened to anyone here?
Yes.
Because y'all balance aggressively. Okay, it happens to me on occasion, and when the opponents get to 4 hearts, you say, boy, I hope we can set them, because we could have let them play 2. And now they're in 4. And that is bad for us if they can make this contract. Okay? Rarely happens. Occasionally the opponents get all excited and they go down, which again, good for us. Okay. Does that make some sense? And again, if it's gone pass to you, your side probably has about half the deck. If the opponents aren't in a game contract. Okay. Questions, comments? All right, now this last one you're going to like. You have this fine hand. Is this an opening bid?
Yes.
You betcha. You open 1 spade, your left-hand opponent bids 2 hearts, it goes pass to you. Are we happy letting them play 2 hearts? No. No! Is it likely we have a better spot? It's likely we have a better, and I don't know what that better spot might be. If only there were a way to tell my partner that I had a hand that is short in hearts with support for all the unbid suits. Wouldn't that be cool? Partner, I've got an opening hand. I'm short in hearts, but I got support for all the unbids. If there were a way for me to tell my partner that, I'd like to be able to tell my partner that. Can anyone think of such a way? Double. Now, how many of y'all play negative doubles? So what? So one spade, two hearts, double by your partner would be some sort of takeout bid. Okay, I would encourage you to play negative doubles. Is it so? If you're, and I heard somebody say I should bid two spades. I really should. Have I told my partner I have 5 spades?
Yes.
Does my partner know I have 5 spades? Is there a reason my partner didn't bid 2 spades if he's got spade support? Yes, because he had a rotten hand. And if he does, then when I do a takeout double, then I'll bid 2 spades. And I'll say, that hand. Okay, if my partner has lengthened diamonds or lengthened clubs, he will bid those. Now, if my partner has a hand that wants to penalize 2 hearts, and let me tell you, okay, when I've got left-hand opponent overcalling 2 hearts on 5 to the nothing, and my partner has a hand that wants to penalize 2 hearts, do you know what I want to do? I want to cooperate with my partner. I want to allow him to defend 2 hearts double. Okay, so I'm going to reopen with the double just in case my partner has a hand that wants to penalize 2 hearts. I'm going to reopen with the double. And if my partner wants to pass 2 hearts, we get to play 2 hearts double. Does that make some sense? Any questions? All right, well, I see that most of y'all have cleverly arranged yourselves in groups of 4. It's time to play bridge. Oh, yes, question.
If the partner had 5 clubs and 2 spades, and they don't want to penalize hearts, do they go to?
It's a good. If my partner had 5 clubs and 2 spades, I'd expect them to bid 3 clubs. Okay, good question. He knows I only have a 5-card spade suit, else I likely would have bid 2 spades. Okay, so 8-card fits tend to play better than 7-card fits. All right, time to play bridge. Good luck, play well.
Okay, Michelle, you got all that?
Yeah, okay.
I think we can go.